Yeah. So anyway,
Well, but aren't you Jewish? Didn't you convert?
I converted back when I was a young kid. I had
Oh,
a Jewish girlfriend, Jewish wife, and that was part of the whole thing back in those days. So yes, more or less, I am.
that's
There's a
because
tree
I'm.
in Israel that's Daniel Darrell. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. Clive Davis, who I got to be quite friendly with. He's a wonderful guy. You
I've
must
known
know.
Clive
I'm
forever.
sure you
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
I'm sure Clive is somewhere right now telling people that he got you started because, as we know, Clive started everybody. And
I
actually,
told
he
Clive
he
one
did
time
start so many people. It's almost not an exaggeration.
he started a lot of people.
Yes, he really did, and coached. And anyway, so we did this show years ago called Iconoclasts. I don't remember what it was on, but they would take two people who were of different fields, and they would film us together for a day or two at some of our haunts that we went to in our life, you know. So Clive and I did it, and I got to be pretty good friends with him and loved him. And I told him, you know, you're the man with the golden ears. There's like, I could send you 20 songs that are in my iPod that are just amazing songs that, to my knowledge, were never singles, or if they were, they didn't go anywhere. If I made a mixtape for you, would you play it?
Would I listen to it?
Yeah.
Of course.
You would? Because I know it's your business. You do it all day
No,
long.
no, no, it would be
Is it the
fun.
last thing you want to do is hear
No,
it?
we've met, we bonded. I've enjoyed this enormously.
Thank you. You'll listen. Okay.
I look forward to more.
So I'm going to call you when I get to New York also.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to send you that mixtape.
Mixtape.
And I'll be
Undiscovered
looking
Gems.
Undiscovered Gems. I'm going to write it right on the CD.
You got it.
And I'm going to look forward to your critique.
You got it.
And even if you say everyone stinks, it'll still be an honor coming from you. All right, Clive, thank you. And I sent it to him. I'm sure Romeo was, I don't remember, this was 12 years ago, but I'm sure that song would be like #1 if I didn't think other people knew that song. And I said, I got to send this to you. What do you think? So I send him this disc. This is back when we had discs. I get a letter. I treasure this letter. It's like, because you could tell he dictated it because he kept coming back and saying the same thing. But he was so kind. He was like, I've listened to your records, the songs you picked. They're interesting songs. I listened to it twice. Once when I was in a hot tub in Mexico looking out of the ocean. Another time when I was back in New York. So he put the time in to listen to it twice.
Whatever.
I must say, these are not hit records. These are, and he
But see, that's the problem with Clive.
He was very nicely saying, you don't know what you're doing or what.
And he's full of shit.
Well,
he's full of shit, Bill.
I think so.
Do you
but
want
it's so
my
subjective. Why do somebody like a song and somebody not like a song? It's completely. You can't even.
It's subjective.
Can't put your finger on it.
He sat me in a room one time, and he started because we did a record called Change of Season, and we were finishing the record, and he says, "Well, you know," it's just like that. He was, "You know, there's no hits on this record. No hits on this record." And he says, "I have some ideas." And I'm like, "It's just me and Tommy and fucking Mottola and Alan Grubman, the lawyer that, no.
Tommy Mottola was the head of what record?
He was my manager, and he was he wound up being the head
Isn't that Mariah Carey?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, husband. Okay.
He jilted me for Mariah. But so Clive is there, and he says, I got these ideas. I have these ideas. They're hits. They'll be amazing hits for you. And he played me these two songs. One of them, and I can't remember what the second one was named, but the first one he played was a song called "Love on a Rooftop." It was the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard in my life. Anyway,
Love on a Rooftop.
Love on a Rooftop.
Wasn't there a song?
Yes.
A real song?
I think Cher cut it.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Up on the Roof.
No, that's a completely different song.
Right, and that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that Carole King? Up on the Roof?
Carole King might have written that.
I think
it's certainly her era.
Right.
Right. But anyway, so he's playing me these songs, and I said, Clyde, and I literally walked out of the meeting. I said, Clyde, I could shit better songs than this. I'm sorry, man. I literally said that to him, and I love Clyde, but I had that kind of relationship with him.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would love to send you this tape. I bet you I could find the playlist somewhere in the archives. And I would love to see
I'd be
what,
curious
I would
to
love-
hear what you.
I
I'd like to.
Club Random.